G'day folks, and welcome to a playthrough of Storyfolds Wildwoods. This is a solo game by Open Owl Studios, I think it is. Open Owl Studios. Yeah, Open Owl Studios. I can't remember whether this was on. I think it might have been on Kickstarter a little while back. I am going to go through the first scenario to, I guess, talk you through how to play it, because it actually doesn't come with like a whole rule book. You get a rules reference, something that you can refer back to, trying to know what things are and what they do, but it actually doesn't tell you the how to play type thing. It's all done by the deck of cards and the book. I figured I may as well learn it, and you may as well join in and learn it with me. So I've got the Prologue deck out. You don't shuffle it, you just grab it out. I've got all my tokens, I've got my dice. Not a lot of components there. I tucked these dice over as well there. Other dice is, what's that, a D12 and a D10? 10, I think. Yeah. So you got those ones. These ones here are your D8s. So you got 5 of these ones. They're over here. So put them over there, because it says I don't need them. I've had a little glance at the books just to get the components. I got the little mini representing, can't think of their name now. Luna? I think it's Luna. Yeah, no, Luma and Brom. Luma's a little girl. I think it's a girl. Could be a boy. I think it's a girl. And Brom's the bear, because you always want a pet bear out there. So I've got the storybook. You play out of the book using the cards. So let's learn how to play. So we'll open up. I'm going to read some flavor text as I go through, and then I'll get to the play. Again, there's going to be some timestamps there, so you can jump through to wherever you want. So you don't have to listen to me ramble on. But I'll start. Many moons ago. In a world of light and shadow, there was a girl named Luma. And now we get to the prologue, Call of the Wild. I'll read through this. Luma stood at the edge of the river, enjoying the crisp morning. The gentle sounds of flowing water calmed her as the sun's early rays warmed her face, and a light breeze caressed her hair like a playful hand. She savoured the moment and sighed. Suddenly, a cold gust of wind sent a flurry of leaves past Luma. She watched as the swirling petals settled atop the water, forming a trail from her feet to the forest beyond the far bank. The leaves glowed with a soft luminescent light, beckoning her to approach. Heart pounding, Luma knelt, hesitated, and then scooped a single leaf into her palm. A flash of light burst from her wrist. Luma's eyes widened as the world seemed to shift around her, and a vision arose from the depth of her mind. She saw a young woman and an infant giggling amongst the tall grass of a forest's glen. Nearby, a large, majestic deer grazed peacefully until, suddenly, it raised its head sharply as if startled by some unseen danger. Then, as quickly as the vision appeared, it disappeared into the shadows, leaving only an echo of distant howls. Gasping, Luma found herself back at the river, where a low, rumbling growl drew her attention to the powerful bear at her side. It nuzzled Luma's hand with gentle affection. It was her again. Brom, she whispered as her fingers stroked the aging bear's silvery white fur. The visions had begun several moons ago, each time leaving her more unsettled. Something seemed familiar about the visions, but she could not place her finger on what. For as long as Luma could remember, she had lived at the river's edge, caring for the creatures who came to drink its cool, clear water. In all that time, Brom had been at her side, caring for her as she cared for the river. Any memories from a time before the river remained distant, impenetrable, much like the dark forests beyond. But now something stirred in the shadows, like a festering wound spreading deep within the forest. Critters fled the woods in panic. The river had turned foul. The flowers in full bloom wilted overnight. More worrisome, eke their playful squirrel friend had not returned from his latest trip into the forest. Luma looked at Brom, who stared back in expectation. She could not wait any longer. The creatures are suffering, Luma thought, but she had never dared to cross the river before. So as you can see, the board's taking place. So we've still got a bit more. So welcome to Storyfold, Wildwoods. When you're ready, find the deck of cards that says Prologue on the front and read Prologue card to begin your journey. So I've got the Prologue cards here. So I'll read the first card. So we've got the first card. Return this card to the game box. When returning this card from the Prologue to the game box, place them with this card. I've got over the back. Resetting the deck. To reset this deck, use the card numbers found in the lower right corner of each card. All cards that start with P belong to this deck. Return the cards to this deck face up, which is the card number up. So it's counting down. There is a card, the number down there. This one's P40. Card number face up in numerical order. This card P40 is on the bottom and P1 is on the top. I'm going to sit this over here somewhere. I'll throw that up there. Over there. I'll sit this over here. I've got a Prologue 1. It says do not shuffle. Unless instructed otherwise. Return these cards to the game box after reading and resolving the instructions on each side. Flip this card. Welcome to Storyfold, Wildwoods. In Wildwoods, you play as a young girl, Luma, and her bear companion, Brom, who set out to heal the forest from a dark and mysterious shadow. The story of Wildwoods is experienced across 5 chapters. Each time you play, you will progress through scenes until you've finished the chapter. This introductory chapter is the prologue, and it consists of 2 scenes, crossing the river and into the dark. Read Prologue card 2. So as you can see, it just talks you through it. We've got Prologue card 2. So if I'm going to set this up a bit better, I'll leave the little mini over here. The left and right panels, so left and right panels of the storybook are known as your dashboard. And the pages you flip through form the scene. So these are the scenes, these are dashboards. Together, these will include all of the information you need to play Wildwoods. Flip this card. Turn the storybook page to Scene 1, Crossing the River. Alright, Scene 1. The top page of each scene includes story text, instructions for setup, shadow effects, and the Luma prevails and the shadow prevails outcomes. So we've got scene setup, shadow effects, Luma prevails, and shadow prevails. First read the story text for Crossing the River, then follow the setup instructions for the scene. Read scene setup. Alright. So I'll read the flavour text. Crossing the river. Despite her apprehension, Luma followed Brom as he lumbered towards the path of the glowing leaves at the river's edge. With the vision still fresh in her mind, Luma couldn't help but think about the deer. It seemed so frightened. Fear began to well up from somewhere deep inside Luma, pressing against her heart. She reached for Brom, grasping his fur tightly, as together they stepped into the water. Scene setup. All the cards needed for this prologue chapter are included in the prologue deck. Be sure not to shuffle it and follow the instructions on the cards closely to learn how to play. Each chapter will include its own deck of cards to be placed in the chapter space. Number 1. Place the prologue deck in the chapter space on the left dashboard. Alright, chapter deck or chapter space. I'll put the deck there. Number 2. Draw prologue card 3. Alright. So I've just got to draw, which is this one here. I'll go through what the shadow effects is. It says this symbol here means draw one creature card. I've got Luma prevails. If you resolve the onward location, travel to scene 2 into the dark. The shadow prevails. If the shadow marker reaches the center of the Wildwoods track, travel to scene 33 alone in the dark. So that's everything on that page. So I'll read prologue card 3. Throughout the prologue, you will be instructed to take certain cards from this deck and place them on or around the storybook as indicated. Take the next card, the Luma card, and place it in the Luma space on the left dashboard so that the Luma and Brom side is face up. So we've got the Luma card. That will go, place it in the Luma space on the left. All right, there's a Luma space on the left, yep. Luma and Brom face up. Take the Brom card. I presume this one here is the Brom card. So the picture of the bear on it. Place it below the Brom space on the left dashboard so that the protect side is face up. All right, I presume that's the Brom card. That's the Brom space. Now I've got cards here that are in the mat, so I figured I'd use those. I don't know if it comes with, I think it was like a, wasn't an extra, I think it was a, what is it, some goal, a Kickstarter goal, stretch goal, I think. I can't remember. I don't know if it actually comes standard, but you've got your cards here. They're a matte finish. So after this one, I'll pull them aside. I'll replace with those ones there. Where are we? Flip this card. Next, take the 4 action cards. Explore, light, help, and heal. All right, so we got this explore, light, help, and heal. On the back, they just have what's called the action on it. Move them off. The 4 numbered spaces, 3 plus, 4 plus, so it's 3 plus, 4 plus, 5 plus, 6 plus. And the 3 blank spaces, these ones here, by the looks of the picture, along the bottom of the storybook form the river. So that's the river. I don't know what the river is yet. The start of the river begins at the 3 plus space. So that'd be the start. And the end of the river is the space immediately to the right. So it'll be that one there. Of the last card in the river. So depending where the card is. As you play, cards will move and slide frequently within the river. Read Prologue card 4. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move these. I'll get these away. I'll leave them there actually. Just move that. I'll do that next time. Card 4, so I'll leave that there. Prologue card 4. Take the shadow card and place it in the shadow space on the left dashboard as that, so that the lost side is face down. That's the shadow card, and that's the lost. So it's got to be facing down. It's hopeless, everything is lost. On play, travel to scene 33, alone in the dark. Alright, so we'll throw that down. Was a shadow, wasn't it? Yeah, in the shadow. That was a shadow. Take the 2 explore cards, berries and mud. So you got berries. And mud. And place them face down in the explore space on the right dashboard in any order. Alright, we'll give it a shuffle. Bit hard to shuffle 2 cards. You kind of know what they were. Flip this card. Take the 2 creature cards. We've got 2 creature cards. Yep. Alright, so 1 creature card. What's that one? Cray? So the creature cards, Wildwoods and Cray, and place them face down in the creature space on the right dashboard with Cray card on top. So I dare say that's a creature space. Normally when you sort of do this, after you get through this one, I'm wondering if they're be interesting to see if they're shuffled or if it's, you know, if the creature cards are shuffled. Take the crystal tokens, location markers and stun tokens and place them in their corresponding spaces on the right of the dashboard. Read Prologue card 5. Alright. So that was the stun tokens. I believe that's your location markers. Crystals. So that's your crystal. They all sit in there. That's the location marker. And that's your stun token. Prologue 5. Take the 5 8-sided dice and place them next to the used dice space on the right dashboard. So used dice, so the 5 dice sits over there. The 10-sided and 12-sided dice remain in the game box. In later chapters, you can earn these dice by helping the critters of the forest. I'll put them aside, they're over there. Flip this card. For the prologue, we are starting with Reduce Spirit. Take the spirit marker and place it on the spirit track, left dashboard in the fourth space from the right as shown below. So it's got a little picture there. That's the spirit tracker. Fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, starts there. So that's the spirit tracker. Finally, take the light and shadow marker and place them in the starting spaces on the Wildwoods track as shown below. So that's the light, and that's the shadow. Shadow? Yeah. See if we can get the light up there a bit closer. There you go, that's the light. That's the shadow. Read Prologue card 6. We are now ready to begin playing. As Luma, you will play through scenes by exploring unique locations, healing corrupted creatures, helping various critters, and attempting to bring light back to the forest. Depending on the choices you make as you play, your journey through the Wildwoods will be made easier as you help restore the light, or more difficult as the shadow closes in. Flip this card. The top page of each scene describes the two ways in which scenes end. Either Luma prevails or the shadow prevails. So we get Luna prevails or shadow prevails. For this scene, Luma prevails once you have resolved the onward location. Let's get started. Read Prologue 7. Alright. So as you can see right now, it actually is talking me through how to play this game, which is really good. It saves you watching those videos, these sort of videos, how to play games. You just read them and away you go. I've got a couple other games there that talk you through. I find I really do like it. It helps you, makes it easier to learn, because it can get a bit overwhelming. I know myself, trying to learn a lot of games, so while you're playing, it can get a bit overwhelming with so many rules out there. Some of them pretty full on, and others are just written terribly. So this is pretty good. I like the cards reading me through, just walking me through. I really do like it. Each turn consists of 2 phases, the Luma phase and the shadow phase. I think I do remember they're up here as well. So you got the Luma phase, the shadow phase. So you retrieve all dice, perform actions, activate creatures, advance shadow marker. All right. During the Luma phase, you control Luma's actions. Each Luma phase begins by retrieving all the dice from the used dice space and place them in front of you. These are your valuable dice. Flip this card. I'll keep these up. I don't even know where to keep these. I'll keep these there. Hopefully you can see them. The Luma phase continues by performing actions until you have used all of your available dice. The actions can be the actions you can perform are represented by the 4 action cards: Explore, Light, Help, Heal. Each action card has 2 abilities, so top and bottom. We're going to focus on learning how to use the top abilities for now. So read Prologue 8. All right. To perform an action, you will first choose an action card and pull it towards you. Next, you will select either the top or bottom ability on the card and the target of your attempt. Finally, you will roll any number of your available dice and attempt to gain success. Let's see how this works. For your first action, let's choose the Explore action. So I've got the Explore action. I'm going to choose that one. Exploring the Wildwoods allows us to resolve explore locations found in the scene. So it's telling me to pull it out. Flip this card. Scenes contain both explore locations and help locations. Distinguished by colour and symbol. Alright, so that's the explore. So you got top ability, bottom. By what it's showing me, it's represented these down here. We've got the colours. So it's got the colours and there's the colours. So that's explore, and that's help. Using the top ability of the explore action card, I'll move that down. We'll attempt to resolve the explore location cross. So to explore locations, cross requires 2 success to resolve, represented by the number of coloured dice. Now I've read in the rules reference, because it's connected by the lines, you do have to do the far left before you do the right. So you need to complete there and follow the lines. I think this one here can be done anytime. I'll have to double check on that one. I think, because I did read the rules reference and it didn't really make much sense to me until I read a couple of these cards and went, oh, okay, now that makes more sense. But so it requires 2 successes to resolve, represented by the number of coloured dots. So you've got 2 coloured dots here. The Prologue card 2. Since we need at least 2 successes to resolve the cross location, let's choose 3 available dice. So I've got 3 available dice out of the 5. To roll and attempt to get 2 or more successes. Alright, I'll move this in. Actually, I might move this over here. Get rid of that. What's that? Oh, oops. Oh, I just thrown it. That was a success. That was 5. Well, I don't know if it's a success. I guess I'll find out. Alright, so I got 3 available dice to roll and attempt to get 2 or more successes. Because your explore action card is currently in the 3+ space of the river, each die you roll needs a result of 3 or higher to count as 1 success. Throughout the prologue only, if you do not roll enough successes, you may roll again until you do. We will explain later what normally happens if you fail to roll enough successes. Flip this card. So basically this prologue's, you're not going to die. It's going to walk you through it. This is a flip the card. So, hooray. Oh, actually, I think I meant to have rolled first before I hoorayed it. Alright. What do I got? 1 success. Ugh, needed 2. Alright, says I can roll again. So let's roll again. Oh my god, 2 1s again. Jesus. There we go. 7 and a 3. I would have me butt absolutely kicked. Flip it over. Hooray! You have rolled enough successes to resolve the cross location. Place a location marker onto the cross location to indicate it has been resolved. Alright, I'll place one of those. Where do I place that? Up the top. Oh, I don't know if I showed that off. Locations and location markers cannot be resolved again, so I can't do that again. When a location is resolved, immediately read the following. Read and follow the location's text. It says draw story card 1. All right. The cross location instructs us to draw story card 1. Take story card 1 from the prologue deck and flip it over to reveal it. So this is story card 1. That's what it is. Flip this card, I'll flip in a sec. Cold splash. Brom entered the chilly water without hesitation. For Luma, the bracing cold was a stark reminder that the warmth and safety of home would soon be left behind. Brom paused to glance at Luma. Then, with an encouraging snort, he pushed forward. Whatever awaited them on the other side, they would face it together. On play, draw one creature card, then read Prologue 11. And I'll read this one first. I'll read Prologue 10. It's asking me to flip. As you play, story cards will tell the story of Luma and her journey through the Wildwoods. Many cards also include an on-play effect that must be resolved immediately after you have drawn the card. Alright. So it's asking me to draw one creature card. One creature card. So it's obviously Craig because it's asked me to put that on top. I don't know where that goes. Goes somewhere. Then read Prologue card 11. Hopefully this tells me where it goes. I dare say my dice, because I've used them, do they go over there? I think they might go over there. The used dice. The on-play effect of story card 1 instructs us to draw one creature card. Take the top creature card from the creature deck and flip it over to reveal the creature. A corrupted cray. Cray? I think it's a cray or cry. Many creatures of the Wildwoods are under the influence of the shadow. These creatures will take away your spirit and disrupt your plans. Flip this card. When a creature card is drawn, immediately play it by resolving the on-play effect found on the creature card. Alright, on play. End of the river. Alright, so it must go there. As stated before, the end of the river is at the end of the cards. The on-play effect of the Cray tells us to place the card face up at the end of the river. And it's showing me how to do it. Prologue card 12. To finish the action, first return all dice you rolled for this action to the used dice space. Oh yeah, so it does go over there. Then take the action card you used, the Explore card, yep, and move it to the end of the river. It goes over here. Finally, slide all of the cards in the river to the left so that there are no empty spaces between cards. Your river should look like the picture below. So it's got to, so they move down here. All right. Flip this card. We still have 2 available dice, so you can perform another action. This time, let's choose the Help action card and attempt to resolve the untangled Help, which is over here. Help location, which requires only 1 success. There's only 1 blue dot there, so it only requires 1. Help locations allow you to ask critters of the Wildwoods for assistance or even help them in return. Some locations, like Untangled, are not required for Luma to prevail, but provide additional rewards if resolved. Read Prologue 13. Begin by pulling the Help action card towards you. Yep. Your Help card is currently in the 4+, yes, space of the river, which means each die you roll needs to be a 4 or higher to count as 1 success. Roll both of your remaining dice again for the sake of the prologue. If you do not roll 1 or more success, roll again until you do. So yeah, designed to win. Alright, so this is the Help. So that's the top and that's the bottom. I dare say we're going for the top. So you gain successes to resolve 1 Help location. That is what we're doing. So we need to roll just 1 4 or higher. Hopefully it's better than that. Hey, look at that. Got an 8. Got an 8. And what's that one? And an 8, 2 8s. Nice work. Alright. Nice work, Help card. Flip this card. You did it! Place a location marker on the untangled location. There you go. The untangled location's effect instructs us to gain 2 crystals. 2 crystals. Alright, I will have 2 crystals. Thank you. Crystals contain the gratitude of creatures or critters and can be used to add additional successes to your rolls. When gaining crystals, take them from the crystal space and place each one on top of any of your 4 actions. So I can place it on top of any of these 4 actions. Not that one, but any of the 4 actions. For now, let's choose to place both crystals on the light action card, which is over here. All right, put that on there. When gaining crystals, take them from the crystal space and place each one on top of any of your 4 action cards. For now, let's choose. Oh, I've already read that. Until spent, crystals stay on and move with their action cards in the river. Read Prologue 14. So they stay there. I dare say I'm going to have to move the help card over. Let's finish this action by once again returning all rolled dice to the used dice space. Then take your chosen action card help and move it to the end of the river. Finally, slide all cards in the river. To the left so that there are no empty spaces between the cards. This process is called cleaning up the river. Flip this card. Now that you have used all of your available dice, it is time to begin the shadow phase. During the shadow phase, the corrupted creatures of the Wildwoods attempt to drain you of your spirit and disrupt your plans. Watch out. The shadow phase. Prologue, what's this one? Prologue 15. Shadow phase begins by activating each creature in the river. What's? So there's only one. Currently there is one creature in your river, the Cray. When a creature is activated, it attacks. You will lose spirit equal to the amount shown on the creature's card. So it's up the top. So that's the spirit up there. I'll move that out so I know it's attacking me. You will lose spirit equal to the amount shown on the creature's card. Yep. The Cray causes you to lose 1 spirit. Move your spirit marker 1 space to the right on the spirit track. So 1 space to the right. Flip this card. It says here, continue losing spirit, then draw a shadow card. So if this goes this way, after we've tracked our spirit, we've got to draw a shadow card, I believe, from what that says. If you are ever instructed to lose more spirit than you have remaining, you are overwhelmed by the shadow. When this happens, you must continue losing spirit from the start of the shadow track and then draw a shadow card. Shadow cards represent Luma's inner turmoil. If you are ever forced to draw the final shadow card, the shadow prevails. Alright, so if there's only 1 card there, so if we're forced to draw this shadow card, then I believe this kicks into play, the shadow prevails. Finally, resolve the after activation effect on the Cray card, which instructs us to move the Cray 1 space towards the start of the river. Alright, so we've got on play, after activation. I don't know what these symbols, that looks like a crystal symbol there, so find out what that does. Move 1 space towards the start of the river. Well, that'll be there. Just so it might push the help maybe. When a card enters the river or moves into a space that already contains a card, in this example, heal, it forces that card to move 1 space to the right. Yeah, it does. After each creature is activated, The shadow phase continues. Advance the shadow marker 1 space towards the center of the Wildwoods track. So that's this one here. It moves there. So that symbol, there's that symbol. I wonder if that kicks in now. Flip this card. Some spaces on the track have unique icons. Yep. That trigger various shadow effects, which are described in the scene setup. After advancing the shadow marker, look above its space for any shadow effect tokens. Yes. For this shadow effect, you are instructed to draw 1 creature card. There's only 1 left. Draw the remaining creature card and resolve its on play effect, placing it in the 6+ space on the river, which moves the explore and help cards 1 space to the right. Alright, flip this over. It's the creature card. So that's the on play, and that's after activation. On play says to put in 6+, so they move there. Read Prologue card 17. After advancing the shadow marker and resolving the shadow effects, the shadow phase ends. It's time to begin another Luma phase. Start the Luma phase by retrieving all dice from the used dice space. For your first action, so I dare say the Cray stays there. So we'll get the dice. For your first action, let's choose the light action card and attempt to light a creature. Alright. So I'll flip that card in a sec. Alright, so we're using the light. So I dare say we're going for the top, and then that's the bottom. Yeah. So if we gain successes to light 1 creature, I don't know what light 1 creature is. I'm going to light him up. For each success, advance the light marker 1 space. So that's the bottom one. Alright. Flip this card. Okay, so let's see what we're doing. Lighting a creature is a helpful way to prevent it from attacking you. Stunning it momentarily with a flash of brilliant light. Okay, so we're stunning it. To light a creature, first pull the light card towards you and choose the creature you wish to light. Let's choose the Wild Vark. So choosing the Wild Vark, because it will cause you to lose more spirit than the Cray when it is activated. So it will cause 3, which is here, compared to 1. So yeah, we probably do want to stun that one. After choosing which creature to light, count how many yellow dots are on the bottom left of the creature card. This is the number of successes you need in order to light the creature. So there's only 1. So we've got 1. That's how much it'll damage. I don't know what these are for. Guess we'll find out. The light card is currently in the 3+ space, and we need 1 success to light the Wild Vark. Choose to roll 2 dice and get at least 1 success. Alright, so look down there. So I just need 1 success. To do that, I've got to roll 2, and I need a 3 or higher. Oh, double 5s. Nice. So I dare say they'll go over there. So double 5s. So succeeded. Flip this card. Success. When you light a creature, first move it to the end of the river. End of the river. I dare say these will move down. Then place a stun token on the card. Now when this creature activates, you won't lose spirit. Boink. He is stunned. Don't forget to finish your action and clean up the river. Return rolled dice. Move the light action card to the end of the river and close the gaps. So that goes there. Yep, so that's there. Remember, until crystals are spent, they stay on their action cards whenever this card moves in the river. All right, they just stay. We still have 3 available dice, so let's attempt to heal a creature from the shadow by choosing the heal card. To heal a creature, you must gain success equal to the number of red dots on the creature card. So the Cray has 1, and the Wildwoods has 2 down here. Which one are we attacking? You must gain successes equal to the number of red. Well, the wild one needs 2. Maybe Cray. The heal card is currently in the 4+. Yes, it is. We're going to use heal. Space at the river, and you need 1 success to heal the Cray. So we are attacking the Cray card. Roll your 3 remaining dice and get at least 1 success. All right, so I need a 4 or higher. Whew, I got an 8 and a 6 and a 3. So I did get 1. That's good. Got 2. Flip this card. When you successfully heal a creature, first remove the creature from the river. Yep. And place it face up on the creature dashboard, discard space on the right dashboard, then gain the number of crystals found in the bottom right of the creature card. So that's the reward. I said, I don't know what that's for. That's the reward. So we get 1 of these. Say face up. Yeah, face up on the creature dashboard. All right. Cray rewards us with 1 crystal for now. Let's choose to also place it on the light. All right. Along with the others we placed previously, each card can only contain a maximum of 3 crystals, so the light's at its max. Finally, finish the action and clean up the river. All right, let's clean the river. Clean in the river, clean in the river. Read Prologue 20. Not many cards left, so nearly through it. It is now the shadow phase. The only creature to activate is the Wildwoods. Because the Wildwoods has a stun token on it, instead of losing spirit, we simply remove the stun tokens. Yay! Geez, that would have cost 3. Then follow the after activation, so the after activation still works. Effect on the card as normal. Finally, clean up the river. Actually, I used the heal, didn't I? The heal card would have to have gone over there, and then that would have to have gone that way. And then after activation, end of river. So he'll go to the end of river. They will come down, I believe. Effect on the river, normally, finally clean up the river, then continue the shadow phase by advancing the shadow marker 1 space towards the center of the Wildwoods. There are no shadow effects this time. Flip this card. It is now the start of another Luma phase. Retrieve all your dice from the used dice space. Yep. Each action card also has a bottom ability you can choose to perform. For example, the heal card's bottom ability allows you to gain 1 spirit for each success, which moves your spirit marker to the left. So that's that one. Read Prologue 21. For now, let's choose the Explore. So there's the Explore card. Its bottom ability says, for each success, draw 1 Explore card. Choose 1 to keep and discard the others. Follow the same steps as before. Pull the card towards you choose a number of dice to roll and count successes. Roll 2 dice and get 2 successes. All right. So I got to get a 3 plus. Let's do it. Oh, I got a 4 and a 5. I'm off to a good start at the moment. Not at the beginning there, those ones, they were terrible. Flip this card. After the prologue, whenever you attempt the top ability of an action card and fail to gain enough successes by rolling dice and spending crystals, you may always choose to perform the bottom ability instead by using the successes that you rolled it. Well, that's pretty good. So if you fail the top, you'll actually fall to the bottom. If you fail to get any successes, the attempt fails completely. Instead of resolving the effect, you would move that action card to the end of the river and clean up the river card. Because you attempt the bottom ability of the explore action card and gain 2 successes, draw 2 explore cards. So you have to get a success before that works. So we'll draw 2 explore cards. One. Two is the 2 we put there, so berries and mud. Berries got, when used, gain 2 crystals, then discard this card. Mud, on play, move each creature 1 space towards the start of the river, then discard this card. Alright, which one are we keeping? What are we doing? Which one are we keeping? Read Prologue card 22. So it's asking us to keep. There are 2 types of explore cards, booms and banes. You know what's a boom? Oh, it says there. So that's a bane. That's a boom. So it does actually have it. If you can read it, it has it right under the berry names. It's a boon and that's a bane. All right. What do I do with a boon and what do I do with a bane? First, boons can be used to aid you, while banes will hinder you. All right, so banes are bad. Let's choose to keep the berries. Boon card. Yeah, well, that sounds pretty good. Keep that one. First, place it in your boon area on the left dashboard. Then discard the mud. It's over here with the protect. Discard the mud. By placing it face up in the explore discard space. Finally, clean up the river. Alright, so explore goes over. Get that there. Over the course of Luma's journey, you will add additional boon and bane cards to your explore deck. Some of these cards represent companions, while others represent traumas. Flip this card. I must say, everything's quite easy to read. I'm not struggling to read this stuff. Yeah, the font's really good. Is it contrast for the brightness or brightness? Like it's very easy to read, this one. Now let's look at the final locations. Some locations, such as Onward, have a Wildwoods icon on them. All right, so that's that symbol there. It is different because this was a full purple. This one's got like, well, it must be that symbol, but in the color. In order to attempt these locations, the light marker must be on the center space of the Wildwoods track. So this needs to be in the center. To do this, let's perform the bottom ability of the light card. For each success we gain, we will advance the light marker 1 space towards the center of the Wildwoods track. Read Prologue 23. So we're going to use the light. It says for each success, advance the light marker 1 space. So you've got to pick which one. Like I said, if you choose the top and you do get 1 success, but you fail, then you can do the bottom. So let's see what it's asking us to do. Because the light marker needs to move 4 spaces to reach the center of the Wildwoods track, and you only have 3 available dice remaining, now would be a good time to spend some crystals. All right. Crystals on action cards can be spent to add 1 success per crystal, but only if you first roll at least 1 success. So again, you have to roll a success. Roll all of your remaining dice and get at least 1 success. Then spend your crystals by returning them to the crystal space until you have enough successes to move the light marker to the center of the track. All right. So I need a minimum 1. Whew. 1 7. So I just got the 1. I flip this card. Well, it says spend, so I need to spend. So I spend those crystals, put them to the that. And move the light to the center of the track. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I had 3 crystals, 1 success. Flip this card. In this example, we advance the light marker to the center space in a single action. However, you do not need to do this and can instead advance the light marker over multiple actions. Now that the light marker has reached the center space of the Wildwoods track, the only thing left for Luma to prevail is to resolve the onward location. Unfortunately, you have used all of your available dice, yes, meaning another shadow phase begins. Begin the shadow phase by activating the wild vark. It attacks, causing you to lose 3 spirit. Oh no, you are out of spirit. That's it. Well, first I got to clean the river. They are over there. Read Prologue card 24. So this moves 3 spots. So 1, 2, 3. I dare say we're following this. That card. Whenever you run out of spirit, continue losing spirit from the start of the spirit track, then draw a shadow card. Drawing the final shadow card always ends the chapter. Thankfully, the ability on the Luma and Brom card can prevent us from drawing the final shadow card. Read the ability on the Luma and Brom card and follow the instructions. Alright, so this is the Luma and Brom card that we had sitting over there. Luma is brave and kind. She is guarded by Brom, a fierce old bear with a loyal heart. Instead of drawing the final shadow card, place Brom on top of the shadow discard pile with the protect side face up. Then flip this card. Alright, so that's Brom. So the protect card. Protect side, because you'll protect and you've got care. Discard pile. Yep. And flip this card. Flip. Oh yeah. So we're down to Luma. Luma summoned her courage and confronted the shadows alone. During the Luma phase, you may spend crystals from any action card to reroll 1 die. Oh, cool. What does the protect do? During the Luma phase, if Brom is not on the shadow discard pile, you may spend crystals from any action card to light 1 creature. Then flip this card. Ooh, nice. What are we going to do? We've got to flip this card. All right. With Brom holding off the shadow, we still need to follow the after activation effect on the Wild Vark card and clean up the river. End of the river. So he goes end of the river. And for the last step of the shadow phase, advance the shadow marker 1 space towards the center. So it moves there. Always getting close. The shadow marker ever reaches the center space, even if the light marker is already there. The shadow prevails. It's only 1 space away. Sure is. You can do this. Well, I hope I can do this. Begin the Luma phase by retrieving your dice, yes. And choosing the Explore. Where's the Explore? Oh, Jesus, Explore's on the 5+. To attempt the final Explore location. The Explore card is currently in the 5+. Yes, it is. This will be difficult. Yes, it will be difficult. Roll all 5 of your available dice and get at least 1 success to resolve the location. Place a location marker on the onward location, then draw and read story card 2. Don't forget to clean up the river. How many do I need? Just need at least 1. 1 5+. Oh, look at that. I got 3. I got a 7, 5, an 8, a 2, and a 4. Did that. Don't forget to clean up the river. So that goes over. They come down. Flip this card. Oh, I've got to put it on top. It says draw story card 2. First read the section titled Luma Prevails at the top of the storybook. I'll do story card 2 maybe. When do I read the story card? Oh, so I was meant to do that before I did that. All right. Story card. Reflection. Was this a taste of things to come? What had afflicted these creatures and caused them to act so unnaturally? Is this what had frightened the deer? Luma pondered the encounter. Perhaps she and Brom could heal them, heal the forest. It was not far away now. On play, Luma Prevails. Read the Luma Prevails section. Alright, Luma Prevails. If you resolve the onward location, travel to scene 2 into the dark. Alright. You can do, don't forget to clean up the river. Alright, so now we're up to this one. First, read the section titled Luma Prevails at the top of the storybook. I did. Congratulations, you've completed the scene and Luma has prevailed. You are now instructed to travel to scene 2 into the dark. To travel, we will follow the travel steps listed on the top of the right dashboard. Read Prologue 26. So it's telling us up here, that says travel steps. First, discard all creature cards from the river and place them face up in the creature discard pile. Next, clean up the river. Wink. Then remove the light, shadow and location markers from the scene. I dare say we are flipping. Finally, turn the page to scene 2 into the dark and continue the story. Turn the page to scene 2. That is it. Now, before I end it, I was meant to read this one. I just ended it, but I've seen story 2, so may as well read it. It says, Into the dark. Luma sat on the bank of the river and rested her head against Brom's reassuring leg. She smiled as a wild vark happily dug up some thick roots from the sodden soil. Her light had cleansed the crimson shadows from the creature, but the act had drained her spirit. Every time she used the light, Luma drew closer to the brink, and she worried she might lose herself to the shadow. It made her feel frightened and abandoned, just like when the nightmare came to visit. Is that meant to be nightmare or nightmare? Nug. It's N-A-G-H-T, mare. That's meant to be nightmare. Came to visit her in the dead of the night, but I think it might be nightmare. Not me. I don't know. In her heart, Luma understood that if the shadows continued to spread, it wouldn't just be the forest that suffered. Everything she loved would be in danger. The creatures she cared for, her home at the river's edge, even Brom. The old bear heaved his body forward with a deflated sigh and nudged Luma gently. As his warmth reached her, Luma's dark thoughts began to subside, and a sense of calm returned to her heart. I am ready, Brom, Luma said, meeting his eyes. The bear peered at the looming forest and then back at Luma. He nodded, as he always did when she shared her visions and fears with him. With Brom by her side and a newfound light growing inside her, Luma gathered her courage and marched towards the unknown. Something or someone called her to heal the forest. She must be ready to face whatever shadows awaited, but with each step, the weight of responsibility grew heavier, and her nerves started to get the better of her again. Luma held onto Brom tighter and tighter, with each passing step as her old doubts returned. If I fail, everything will be lost. Scott written down here, congratulations on completing the prologue. Take the rules reference from the game box and place it nearby. It is a helpful guide to remind you of the rules you just learned in the prologue. Set aside the Luma card, Brom card, and 4 action cards. These will continue with you from now on. Return all other cards to the game box. Chapter 1 will provide you with a new deck of cards during chapter setup. Return all crystals, location markers and stun tokens to their supply spaces. Turn the page to chapter 1, Howls in the Wind, to set up the first chapter. So these all go back. Says we sit the Luma, protect. Set aside the Luma card, Brom card. Do we keep the berries? Set aside the Luma card, Brom card, and 4 action cards. These will continue with you from now on. Return all other cards to the game box. Chapter 1 will... we don't get the berries. Oh, oh well. That all goes back. And then we go to chapter 1, Howls in the Wind. I'll be doing chapter 1 next time round. So I'll do the flavour text and all that next time. That'll be the next playthrough. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I am quite pleased with how well that talked me through playing. I still do have the chapter 1 still in wrapper. I haven't opened it up yet. So I'll open that up next time and go through it together. But if this is a game that you don't want me to spoil, and I will put spoilers for the next chapter. Being a prologue, it's going to talk you through it regardless. As it said there, all the cards are going back. Kind of makes me wonder why you don't get the berries still. But I will double check that. Make sure that maybe that continues on. Hopefully it does. So yeah, so again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Happy gaming.